y'all, happy Thursday. Welcome to another episode of Chantel's Combo Corner. It's me, CB, and my protein shake. On this beautiful Thursday, y'all want to know something? The weather is actually permitting today. There's a little bit of a breeze, but not too much to knock my wig off. The sun ain't sunning, so I'm blessed. It's a good day. It's a good day. Sorry, y'all, I'm trying to watch my tea. But so like I said, I've been trying to record this video for about 2 to 3 days now, and between technical difficulties, me not knowing how to push pause and play on my camcorder, and it being like 80 degrees and hotter than Satan's wife's crotch where I'm at, today was just the day. And it's no coincidence because Thursdays are my favorite days. They're my lucky days for some reason, so here we are. But anyway, y'all, I came on here today to talk about my newest addiction. It's not my protein shakes, because y'all know I've been addicted to these for a while. It's this show called Naked and Afraid. And I'm just going to get right into it. So, how it works is, you get onto this truck or in this boat or something like that, right? And you're taken to this isolated location. It could be in the desert. It could be in the rainforest. It could be in the jungle, whatever. I think the last episode I seen, they were in Belize or in the Philippines. They were somewhere, right? But long story short, you have a partner, right? But when you get dropped off to the location, you're alone. You're by yourself and you're butt booty ass naked. Y'all hear me? Look at the sun. Butt booty ass naked. I mean, you ain't got no thong, no bra, no socks, no headscarf. You ain't got nothing. I can't even imagine like getting out of the truck and being dumped off in the middle of nowhere ass naked. Not to mention, you have to go searching for your partner. Could you imagine you're just walking through the jungle, da-da-da-da-da. Your boobs is just boobing. Your crotch is probably sweating. There's leaves and snakes and shit. Then, boom, there's a naked person right in front of you. Hi, good day. I don't know if I could do. What? How awkward. How awkward. I couldn't. But anyway, so you meet your partner and you're both naked. And so the concept of the show is to survive in the wilderness for 21 days. Now, when I say survive, y'all, I don't mean like they give you a certain amount of money and you got to make it stretch. No, bitch. Absolutely not. Right? They don't even give them water. Y'all, they are dropped off with like a bag and whatever one item they bring from home. Usually the smart people bring like a machete or like those insect like nets, so the mosquitoes and shit. All that is all fine and well. I've never been camping, so I just look at it like, okay, this has got to be what camping's like, taking your stick and making your fire and stuff. Baby, no. There's no way, because they don't even give you a lighter. But that's beside the point. Okay, so y'all, you got to build your own shelter, which means, y'all see this tree behind me? Baby, they be naked, again, like I said, naked. Climbing in trees like, what's his name? Tarzan and shit. Knocking shit down with their machete. Y'all, when I mean they literally build their fucking house out of tree branches and leaves, I'm not fucking shitting you. I couldn't do it. And the fact that you don't get a blanket, you only get heat if you build a fire. So if you can't build a fire, you're gonna fucking freeze. And then the fact that there's like fucking insects and animals and rain and heat, you're butt booty naked, living in the wilderness with a complete naked stranger. I just can't. And I get hungry, like, I get hungry. So there's no way, because we'd probably end up killing each other or some shit, because no. And then, y'all, the last episode I seen, the male participant was so upset with the female partner because she would not cuddle him for heat. That's not a mandatory rule. Nigga, what? I don't know you. And you want to try to warm your hot dog in between my bun? No. Because I'm going to make you tap, because I'm going to whoop your ass. Okay? But anyway, y'all, like I said, it's called Naked and Afraid. And it really just interests me so much because I be thinking I could do that. I could do that no problem. Reality check, no the fuck I could not, y'all. Because I mean, I take my wig off to them. Because how they make it, y'all, there be alligators in the water and they be having to go across the water and shit. They got these things called howling monkeys or some shit like that. They fucking make noise all night. No, I just fucking couldn't do it. But anyway, y'all, I say all this to say I'm into my reality TV era again, getting back into it. Not that I really had gotten out of it, but a lot of these shows now was like, oh, let's fight. Let's do this. I'm sick of that shit. So I was having a conversation with my daughters the other day, and I was telling them about Naked and Afraid, and they was like, I was like, y'all ain't got to worry about me going on there. Because I'm not even getting out the boat or out the truck. I'm going back home because it's going to hit me like, you know what? No, I thought I could, but I absolutely could not. So, hold on, y'all. Let me see if I could scoot over a little bit from out the front. It probably won't even help. That probably just made it worse. But anywho, so I was talking to my kids and I was asking them about their shows and what kind of shows they would want to go on or what are their favorite reality TV shows, right? So my youngest, she chose All of Us Are Dead, Squid Games, and Cake It or Fake It. I think that's what it's called. Now, I did watch Squid Game, which is cool. And I could, hold on, y'all, I gotta kill a spider. Well, maybe I shouldn't, because it ain't doing nothing to me, but y'all, I can't do things like that. But anywho, I'm not gonna kill it. So, when it comes to Squid Game, I can understand why she want to go on Squid Game. She want to see how long she can survive, right? I'm for that. But see, the way I'm set up, I am competitive, but I think I know everything just about. Like, I'm pretty good about that. See, my thing is, if you tell me I lost or I made the wrong move, we gonna fight. Because I'm gonna tell you, nuh-uh, you need to check what you just did because I know I'm right. You know, so yeah, that's not gonna work for me. And if my partner is dumb and we both gotta die because my partner is dumb, that's not gonna work for me either. Now, All of Us Are Dead, I've never seen it. I think I got through one episode with her because I was like, girl, no, it'll give me nightmares. Because it's about the zombie apocalypse or something like that and how to survive. I don't know how in the fuck I'm gonna survive. I don't know. I grew up on Goosebumps and Tales from the Crypt. Okay, so I don't really know. I'm just gonna run. I'm gonna run, and I'm gonna have garlic and throw it out. Y'all, I don't know, but I guess that's a survival thing too. Like, how are we gonna survive if the zombies do take over the world and all that shit, which is pretty much happening right now, if you catch my drift. But anyway, I'm surviving. We all surviving, so I think I'll be pretty good if I was on All of Us Are Dead. Now, the Cake It or Fake It, I love all things culinary. I used to want to be a cook. Y'all probably like, bitch, what did you not want to do? I never wanted to be like a police officer, not like that, or a doctor, but I did want to be a chef many, many moons ago. So I do love cooking shows. I think I was the only 8 or 9-year-old who grew up watching Julia Child, Giada De Laurentiis, Yan Can Cook. I mean, I was doing that when I was like 9 years old. So I can understand why she likes to watch cooking shows because, I mean, well, she's a culinary kid. Okay, so it works. So my oldest daughter, her top 3 shows were Criminal Minds, Beyond Scared Straight, and Chopped. So I'm not surprised when it comes to her top 2. Criminal Minds, she's a lot like me when it comes to being totally enamored and intrigued by all things, either serial killer documentaries, murder documentaries, Criminal Minds, Law and Order. She likes all things where you kind of have to put 2 and 2 together to solve things, almost like detective work, using your common sense, using your brain. She's really good at that. So I can see her, Criminal Minds. And I love Law and Order SVU, First 48. ATL homicide. Y'all already know. Apple doesn't fall too far from the tree with that. When it comes to Beyond Scared Straight, I don't know if you guys are fond of or know about Beyond Scared Straight, but it was a show that came on A&E a couple years ago. And the basis of the show was parents who had unruly, badass, uncontrollable ass kids, right? They ended up being sent to jail. I think they went to jail for a day or maybe the weekend, something like that. But when they went to jail, they were literally property of the jail. So, I mean, however those police officers and inmates wanted to talk to you, they was gonna do it. And I mean, only thing is, I don't think that they could physically put their hands on you. But baby, when I mean, them inmates used to be like this. If you end up coming in here because you're not listening to your motherfucking parents, you come in here, I'm gonna make you my fucking bitch. You gonna be washing my underwear with your fucking toothbrush. And I swear, y'all, a couple times I know I seen them pull a couple of them motherfuckers up by their collars. And baby, I wasn't even a teenager, but I was like, I couldn't be there having them yelling in my face because I'd be scared and I would straighten the fuck up real quick because I wouldn't want to be there, okay? So I asked my daughter, I was like, why would you want to work on or be on Beyond Scared Straight? Her exact answer to me was, so I could traumatize and torment those kids because why are you acting like that? Do you see why you're here? Why aren't you listening to your parents? Hello. So, you know what? I understand the moral behind it. I honestly couldn't do it because I don't like any bad, disrespectful ass kids, okay? Now, if mine is like that, I could whoop mine. But if you calling me all types of bitches and fuck you and this and that, I can't. I can't. So there's no way, because I'm not going to let you disrespect me. So I couldn't do that because I'd probably get fired because I'd probably be popping kids and they shit. But that's just me. So that was Beyond Scared Straight. Now, her third and final show was Chopped. All things competitive. I love Chopped. I love Chopped. I love Chopped. There's something about the unknown of that damn mystery ingredient basket, right? With those, I think it's 4 items, 4 ingredients. And y'all, it could be anything from a beer from Switzerland, if they have beer, licorice, pork rinds, mayonnaise, kumquats, pickles. It could be whatever. And you literally have to create the best dish of your life to win each round. And there's appetizer, entree, and dessert. And let me tell you, my favorite round has got to be dessert. Because that round for me, I'm always thinking, what are they going to create? Because you know they're not going to give them your typical coconut flakes, granulated sugar, flour, apples. No, you going to get bacon, mustard, popcorn, and Coca-Cola. What the fuck am I? But them people be fucking making something out of nothing. So I ain't even mad. So, and I'm very competitive, like I said. So, of course, I want to win. And since I wanted to be a chef or a cook, there's nothing better. Because my thing is, I'm sitting here telling them they need to do this. They can make a sauce with this. And I'm trying to put it together. And when I see the contestants actually doing kind of what I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, I could go on this show and I win. I know I would. But that's just me being competitive. But in all honesty, I think if I went on that show, I'd probably be looking at other people's dishes and be like, you ain't gonna win. I got this, and I don't even want to be that type of person. But so those are their top 6 shows. Like I said, it was All of Us Are Dead, Squid Game, Cake It or Fake It, Beyond Scared Straight, Criminal Minds, and Chopped. All 6 of those I could definitely be on. Now, y'all, I'm looking at my camcorder right now, and my battery get ready to die. Y'all, I'm not done talking because, boy, I haven't even told y'all about my excursion on reality TV. Y'all, I was on TV. Your girl was on Maury Povich, but that's for my next video, part 2. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do, confirmation from the birds and the trees. Hold on, y'all. Let me get my remote so I can make sure I turned it off right. Lord! Hold on, y'all. I'm not gonna edit that out either. I got it. Okay, so anyway, like I said, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and let my camcorder charge for a minute, and then when I get back, we will pick up on, yeah, my experience with reality TV, flying for the first time, and embarrassing my baby daddy on television. So yeah, y'all, stick around for part 2. All right, bye. And we're back. Okay, y'all, so hopefully this battery is fully charged, or at least charged more than the other one was. So where did I leave off with my experience on reality TV? Or not just reality TV, but just TV in general. So many moons ago, my oldest is getting ready to be 17, so this was just about 17 years ago. I was with my children's dad, and we were extremely bored and broke and unemployed. And ooh, this sun is coming down, baby, but let me hurry up. So we were sitting at his house one day, bored, and we was watching Maury Povich, and something came over us, and we were like, is this real? Like, let's call and see what they would say if we wanted to get on the show. So he calls the 1-800 number, and back then it was like a voicemail. So you would call, and then it say, hi, thank you for calling the Maury Povich show, da 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 da, and it would say like, are you calling about paternity? Press 1, all the other stuff, right? So he calls, he leaves a voicemail, and he's, girl, let me tell y'all what. He was putting it on so thick, thicker than my lip gloss right now. He was telling them that I had affairs with X, Y, and Z. Like, he was trying to make it juicy. And I'm sitting there like, what the hell? Like, I know you fucking lying, right? So I'm thinking he trying to make it sound good because he really, like, you know, he want them to believe us, you know, to see if it really worked. So I guess they asked him for my phone number. And so they call me, and I'm in a whole different room, so they don't know that we're together. So they called me, they're asking me all these questions, and I answer them, and I'm sitting there thinking, I really have to like agree with this because I don't know what story he done really told them. So I'm like, oh yeah. And you know, the thing is, like, he's Hispanic. My daughter is like really, really, really white. She doesn't even look like me, so I don't even know what, you know, all the whole shit. So anyway, fast forward. They tell us that they want us to come on the show. I'm like, I know you fucking lying. Like, I know you're lying. Like, what? So we sit there and we're like, should we really go through with this? Like, what are we gonna do? We didn't have anything else to do, so we're like, okay, let's try it. So at that time though, he was on probation. So he had to call the producer and inform them, you know, I have to get the okay from my probation officer to travel, to leave the state, all that. So we go to the probation office, and he's talking to his probation officer. Y'all, his probation officer was such a fan. I can't even begin to tell y'all how quickly she typed up that damn letter, allowing him to go travel to the East Coast, and all she kept saying was, can you get me an autograph? Do you think that you could get me a t-shirt? And I'm like, I can't. So when they faxed over the release or whatever it was, the affidavit or whatever, the producers literally, y'all, they said they were going to send somebody to pick us up. I'm thinking it's a taxi or something like that, because we didn't have Ubers and all that back then. Y'all, we go downstairs to the first floor probation office, step outside, we see all these people out there looking like, wow, what's that? Like, so we looking like, what's going on? We want to know too. Y'all, they done sent us a whole ass limo. Y'all know how ghetto that look? We are in the middle of the straight ghetto at the probation office, and a limousine coming to pick us up. Oh shit. And so, I mean, I wasn't mad, but I was like, oh my God, this is bringing a lot of attention to me. Like, So anyway, we hop in a limo. The limo take us to the baby daddy house. So producers let us know, okay, you're able to travel. So what's going to happen is tomorrow we're going to send the limo back out, and it's going to take you guys to the airport. Okay, fine. I was still on board with it because I'm just thinking this is not really happening. So the next day comes, motherfucking limo shows the fuck up, and I'm like, shit, it still wasn't hitting me that, bitch, you getting ready to go, Maury Povich. So we ride into the airport, and I'm just sitting there like, I can't believe this. So we get to the airport, and I think when I got out of the limousine, that's really when it like hit me like, oh my God, like he's driving off and I'm stuck here. How the hell do I get home? So I started getting scared. And I couldn't call my mom or anybody because nobody knew we was on our way to New York to go to Maury Povich. So we're walking around the airport, and I tell him, I'm like, look, baby daddy, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I've never been on a plane before, y'all. I was 21. I had just lost my dad. I had a 3-month-old. Like, y'all, I don't know what the fuck I was going through. So he was like, well, what do you want me to do? FYI, my baby daddy has never had a driver's license ever. He still don't have one, so there's no way he could have even fucking took somebody's car and drove us home because motherfucker couldn't drive. Okay, so anyway, that wasn't good. Okay, so anyway, he's like, well, what do you want me to do? I'm like, I don't know. Call the goddamn limo person and tell him to come back. So he calls the limo driver, and he's like, you know, we're having second thoughts. Can you come back and pick us up? The limo driver proceeds to tell us, well, I only do the pickup and drop-offs when they come from the producer. Okay, so we have to call the producer. The producer's like, well, if you guys don't want to come and you guys want to go back home, you guys would be responsible for finding your own way back home. And so we're like, fuck. We are literally up shit fucking creek without a fucking paddle. So I'm like, well, so y'all, we end up getting on the motherfucking plane and flying from California, y'all know West Coast, from the West Coast all the way over to the East Coast. So the flight wasn't too bad for it being my first time. I learned what turbulence was, and I did not like it. I will say my daughter was perfect on the flight. She didn't cry. You know, it was great. So we get over to New York, and you know where your luggage come out and that the luggage thing. Y'all know I'm real Southern, so when y'all see me doing the hand gestures and shit, y'all should already know what I'm talking about. So anyway, y'all, I'm waiting for my luggage, and I look to my right, like just like this, and I notice that there's this gentleman, and he has on like this gray sweatsuit, and he has his hood on, and he has these sunglasses on, and he has a toothpick in his mouth. And I'm looking, and I'm kind of like, man, he looks familiar, but I'm not too sure. And so he gives me like this, he does like this sign, right? And I'm like, no, like it really, like it can't be who I think it is. Y'all, it was Neo. You know, Miss Independent, that's why I love her. The one who got 4 to 7 girlfriends? Yeah, Y'all, I saw Neo at the motherfucking airport. So not only was it my first flight, my first time to New York, my first time going on a TV show, y'all, it was my first time meeting the damn celebrity. So it was pretty damn great. So I like shuffled over to him a little bit, and y'all keep in mind, my hair is all over my head. I got like a little head wrapped around it with the ends looking like a goddamn peacock. I'm musty as hell because I'm just getting off this flight. It was just a hot mess. So I'm like, excuse me, do you mind if I get a picture? And he's like, yeah, sure. So I'm trying to be so sly with it. I'm trying to be like this, right? So I'm telling my baby daddy, here, take a picture. So at that time, y'all, we had the slide up phones. You know, the ones where you want like this. So as soon as he slided up and I get ready for my picture, I noticed this group of tourists, and I'm like, shit. So they notice we taking a picture. So they end up coming to want to take a picture. So, you know, I met Neo. It was cool. I wish I still had that phone too, because then I would literally insert it right here so y'all could see it, or right here. But like, y'all see that? Pow, there he go. Y'all wouldn't recognize me though. But so anyway, fast forward, we see the little person with our little name sign, you know, with our little name. So we jump in a limo from there, and then we end up going to the studio, and we meet all of the other couples that's going to be on our episode. And y'all, I shit you not, we'll get to this, but we didn't end up making it on the episode because we were not entertaining enough, because my baby daddy sat there like this the whole time. But we gonna get there. So we're talking to all of the other couples, you know, oh, like, so where you from, da-da-da, you know, looking at the kids, oh, your baby's so cute, whoop, whoop, whoop. There was one couple in particular, and if I can go on and find it, I'll add a little snippet and add it to this, but it was a Caucasian girl with a green jacket, like the color of my chair right now, okay? We were on her episode, okay? She had been on Maury, I think this was her third time. This is her third time being on the show, and I think it was for the same child, if I'm not mistaken. But she was the one who told us, oh, you know, you get paid for coming here. They pay for everything. They pay for your food. They do this and that. And I'm thinking, do you do this for fun? Y'all, I'm not lying. So they tell us that, and they're like, okay, so how it's gonna work, you know, we do give you guys money, we're gonna drop you guys off at the hotel, whoop, 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 and then we'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll start, what do you call it, recording, or whatever the hell it's called, so, or shooting, whatever the hell. So we realized that the other three couples is getting in one van to go to one hotel, and we getting in another van going to a different hotel. Why y'all separating us? Y'all, we found out the next day they stayed at a hotel in the straight ghetto. Y'all, we was in a fucking 7-star hotel. I was like, y'all, the crib for the baby was like gold. I was like, what the fuck? So I told my baby daddy, I said, don't tell them too much, because I don't want no problems as to why we staying over here and they staying over there. Okay, I don't know. So anyway, y'all, they did give us money, you know, for our stay, for our time, you know, pay for our food and all that. And so when it was time to start shooting, we go to the studio, and it's like a little warehouse, and you see the audience, and it looks a lot smaller than what you see on TV. And I'll never forget, they didn't even perm my hair. They just put one of them ghetto ass ponytails on top of my head. And I had on a blue shirt. I remember that, like an old lady shirt, but that's because they dress you if you don't bring your own clothes. So anyway, y'all, it's my turn to go out, and when I tell y'all, I will say this, Maury Povich is a lot taller in person than what he looks like on camera. He is very tall. Now, I can't say that he was super polite. He was kind of short with all of us, kind of like, you're just to get, you know, he wasn't rude, he was just very short. I'll just say that. But anyway, so the way it worked was, they brought me out, Maury was out there, and they put my daughter on the screen, and then you hear all, you know, all that stuff. And then, you know, Maury starts asking me all these questions, like, oh, you know, so how long have you and your child's dad been together? So he says that you cheated with X, Y, and Z, and I'm sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, like, this can't be real. So after I talk to Maury and shit, it's time for my baby daddy to come out. Y'all, them producers be having them those little signs, right? And they was going like this, saying boo, like they was telling the audience to boo him, right? Like, boo. Hold on, y'all, I gotta relocate because this son gonna take me out. Hold on, y'all. So I'm gonna try to hurry up because rotating sides, it wasn't happening. There was too much of a glare on the camera, so I just gotta hurry up. Okay, so my baby daddy came out, and the producer was like shaking her little board. She's like, boo, boo, right? So the audience is booing. They like, boo, boo, you suck, boo. And I'm sitting there like, damn, they eat you the fuck up. But that's what you signed us up for. So anyway, y'all, so he comes out, and from the time he sits down, he like goes into this like shutdown mode. And I was like, hello? And so Maury is asking him the questions, you know, like, okay, so you said that Chantel, you think she cheated with such and such and such and such, and you believe that the baby's not yours, da, 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 da. And you could hear the people, sorry y'all, I'm looking for my VO5. You could hear the people out there, they was like, are you crazy? That baby look just like you. She look just like you. And I'm just like, this shit is really, like, these people really say this shit. So he's literally like, yeah, like answering him with one word answers. So then the producer ends up changing her card and it says, talk, right? And she's literally shaking it at my baby daddy, like, and he's just like, and I'm sitting there like, oh my God, we're so fucking boring, right? So I could tell by how vigorously she was shaking that damn board, that poster. She was like, oh my God, they're not getting it. So as that's happening, they hand Maury the envelope. Y'all know, the manila looking envelope. And I'm thinking, okay, finally, it's about to be over. So of course he says, when it comes to 3-month-old Jasleen, such and such, you are the father. And y'all know I did my, I told you I told you she was your baby. I told you, right? So we get up and we're walking off of the stage, and y'all, I will say one thing about New Yorkers, y'all are so supportive. I mean, I can't tell y'all the love I got from the audience members. They was like, you go girl, your baby's so beautiful, you go girl. I was like, thank you. So after we finish our segment, we go to the bag, and later on that night we're ready to fly back out, to go back to California. So we fly out and we make it back, but the thing is, we needed a ride from the airport to the house that we were staying in, right? Or that I was staying at. So I believe he called, my children's dad called his brother and his sister-in-law, and they came to pick us up. So they were technically the first ones to know that we had went to New York. They were like, what? Like, yeah, like we were gone for 2 days, two or 3 days, and nobody knew. Like nobody knew. And so we get back to town, and it started to hit me like, oh my God, it's gonna air, and we're gonna be on it, and like all the lies that we just told to get on this show, I can't. Like I started getting scared. And so I ended up telling my mom and my sister, and they did not believe me until I showed them my little what do y'all call it, your baggage claim slip. And then I also gave them the welcome letter from Maury Povich when you get to New York. And then I believe I sent them a picture, or I seen them a couple days later, and I still had that ghetto nappy ass ponytail on top of my head. So that's when they knew, like, you really went to Maury Povich? I did. I fucking did. Okay, so I watched every episode of Maury Povich for like a good 2 months, like preparing myself, like for how they're gonna edit it, what's it gonna look like, the whole shit. So I know I'm looking for paternity episodes only, right? Because that's what we were there for. So lo and behold, one day, sorry y'all, the clouds look real pretty and I just got all distracted. But anyway, so I'm watching one episode and I see the Caucasian girl in the green jacket, and I'm thinking, oh shit, like this is the episode. Y'all, I watched the whole episode. We were never on it. We wasn't on it. Now, I take that as a gift from God, because he was like, look, I'm going to give you this free trip to the other side of the country. I'm going to give you that. I'm going to let you have a run-in with a celeb. You're going to take this little vacation, but I'm not going to have you up on national TV embarrassing your motherfucking self. That's how I took it. Because, baby, I have not seen us appear on Maury Povich, and it has been 17 years. 17. But you know what? I really am going to go find that little snippet of that girl, of that episode. So y'all know I'm not bullshitting you. I fucking promise y'all. But yeah, Your girl has been on Maury Povich, and he was my baby daddy, and he's the daddy of my other one too. But y'all, if you didn't know, now you know a little something about CD. Is that your girl has been on TV, and when I think about it, if I could go on TV again, the only show that I think I would do, which is a show that I've wanted to go on since I was like 11, would have to be The Real World. Like, I always knew I wanted to go on The Real World. It was something about living with strangers, and you get to party all the time, and you have a job, and you make money, and you get to party. Like, I really wanted to do that shit, and I was like 10. And then that segued into the Real World Road Rules Challenge. Now, if you're young, if you were born after 1994, you probably don't know what the Real World Road Rules Challenge was. That's a mouthful. The Real World Road Rules Challenge. Back when it was Coral, Mike the Miz, Veronica, Rachel, Robin. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Now, how that worked, that was the only show that had me wanting. I was 13 and I wanted to jump off of buildings, y'all. I wanted to jump off buildings. I wanted to wrestle pigs in the mud. I wanted to chase cows through the wilderness. I wanted to swim in the ocean to the buoy. I wanted to jump out a fucking plane. Yep. It all looked so like interesting, like inviting, like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I was like a real daredevil at one time in my life. I really was. And I also wanted to go on Fear Factor, but that's never gonna happen because I'm not eating weird shit. But again, I want to thank you guys for joining me for another episode of Chantel's Combo Corner. I enjoyed every time I get to sit here and talk to you guys and just let you guys know what I've been up to. And just know it means a lot for me to have your guys' love and support. It really does. So every like, every comment, every share, nothing ever goes unnoticed. It's always so appreciated. And I hope you guys just have a great rest of your week.